Okay, so for this one, we're gonna be thinking about kind of like, imagine someone like skiing, kind of the swooshing back and forth, swooshing, swooshing. But basically it's a little bit of like a little kind of rotation, almost like a, like a cardboard box. If you kind of open up the ends and put it on its side, you can kind of fold it flat, like collapse it. So we don't really want to think about like collapsing in that sense. But we think about like kind of skewing things or steering things through the hips and the pelvis. So this is especially important. Well, it's important in a number of situations, but like sitting, if you tend to notice like one knee kind of skew out, maybe both kind of one direction, you might bias yourself that way. Well, that can pretty easily shift your weight generally in the same direction your knees are pointing. So the same thing when you're skiing, that's what generally happens, right? So that can change, like even down on your feet, like that can be a little off too. So you want to try to think about, as we talked about in other videos, like trying to connect through those feet, keep them plugged in, those 3 points, or at least the 2, outer heel, inner big toe knuckle. But also understand too, like when we're walking, shifting weight. So if I come down my heel, right, and then my pinky toe and big toe here, I'm shifting in where I have all 3, but then I'm also peeling up the heel there, and now I'm coming towards just the toe. So I'm unplugging the one as I'm plugging the other in, and shifting my weight in that direction. So, or if I'm just here, I can kind of like almost like a Tai Chi kind of flow. So I'm plugging in on the one I'm standing on and kind of unplugging the other. So I'm more in the toe there. So I want to be able to kind of understand I'm more towards the heel, at least initially on the stance leg, and I'm coming more towards the toe on the other, and vice versa. So that can be very important with how you hold yourself when you're sitting, standing, and how you shift your weight and move. And if it's related to pain or just the support system in your body, make sure you're not collapsing. So we can go back and forth, but generally if we're neutral or static, we want to be somewhere in the middle. So if you find yourself to be all twisted up, or it's much easier going one way than the other, then that can be very telling. And again, think about 3 points on if you're shifting to one way versus coming off, maybe lifting the heel here, whether you're sitting or standing, and just kind of get a sense of how you're shifting and then supporting. Again, I'm pushing down, plugging in, staying on target, and I'm trying to lift up, almost like I'm trying to stand up and really feeling connected there, okay? Versus over here, how does that feel on each side? If it feels weak or unnatural, or like it's just something you're not good at, like unskilled, that's the one you probably need to work on mostly, okay? And so we can reinforce that kind of a thing too. So if you have like a weighted ball or just a little weight in your hand, right? You can kind of feel that kind of down and up, coming across, down and up. I'm kind of steering through my pelvis and my feet, staying connected. I can do same side arm, kind of hand that off. Other one, I can come across my body here. So I'm kind of connecting my chest here to the other leg, chest to the other, the one arm to the opposite leg. You gotta use both sides of your brain for this. Or same side, I can do kind of like a horseshoe, coming down across, loading, connecting, leveraging, lifting, loading, connecting, leveraging, lifting. So these are good practices. Coming across, cross, same side, up, down, coming across, same side, down. When we walk, combination, coming, hand off that ball, lift up to shoulder, coming down and across, hand off the ball to hip, up through the shoulder, back and forth. And that's where you can kind of progress some of those things. So some easier things, more static, more sitting, and just kind of get a feel for it, and then kind of progress, maybe add weight, and then go from there. So a number of things you can do to kind of work on those connections and coordinating and balancing and all that, getting a good support system for your body.